All right, a very good morning. Welcome to the sports segment on the weekend show. Great Saturday it is in Abuja, done with most of the rain. And a lot did happen this week as far as sports is concerned worldwide in Nigeria. But let's start with Nigeria. After last Saturday's 3-0 win away to Seychelles in a Nations Cup qualifier for 2019, the Super Eagles did take part in a novelty. I call it novelty friendly. Of course, all friendlies are novelty because the oldest international ever to play for his country, President George Weah of Liberia, he captained his country's national team against the Super Eagles in a very wonderful friendly game played in Monrovia. Nigeria did win 2-1, but of course all the news was about George Weah, who was playing as the oldest man ever to have played for a country in a friendly game. That game also led to the retirement of his number 14 shirt he made so popular, former World Footballer of the Year who played for the likes of AC Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, and Manchester City. I mean, all the motivation every sportsman needs to excel in what he's doing. And all the furore last weekend, of course, did follow what happened with Serena Williams at the U.S. Open, where she shouted at the umpire. Well, eventually, she was fined $17,000. But the great news this weekend is that the leagues are back across Europe, and some very key games actually across all the major ones, particularly in England. It starts off this afternoon with a massive fixture. Tottenham Hotspur against Liverpool at the Wembley Stadium. One, of course, where you expected the arena to be filled to the brim. And there's been a lot of talk about Manchester United. Jose Mourinho talking yesterday. I mean, he's always one with the quotes, saying Marcus Rashford is not Dominic Solanke, he is not Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and he's not Calvert-Lewin. When he was asked about why the young man, who appears to be doing so well, is not getting more game time for the Three Lions of England. There will be big games as well in Spain. Athletic Bilbao against Real Madrid, one big one involving the big guns, of course. Huesca will take on Barcelona. Atletico Madrid also in action. But the biggest question everyone's been asking in Europe is, how long will it take Cristiano Ronaldo to break his duck for Juventus? He's played 3 games for the old lady, and lots of goals were scored, yet he's not there. But you know, with Ronaldo, it pours rather than rains. So Cristiano Ronaldo, apparently, everyone says the next game, he's going to score. So let's see what Ronaldo will do this weekend. And it's just not all about Ronaldo. There are games as well in Germany. But everyone is also looking forward to next Tuesday and Wednesday, because the group stages of the UEFA Champions League will start for the 2018-2019 season. And, well, everyone knows how big that gets. So, Champions League to come, the league's back after the international weekend last week. So, great things to look forward to as far as sports is concerned. Earlier this week as well, the National Youth Sports Festival did kick off in Ilori, Kwara State. That's still ongoing. Next weekend, of course, we're going to give you a summary of everything that's gone down as far as that is concerned. Well, today, we're going to be talking ball games. One of the ball games, not football specifically. This time around, the biggest ball game apart from football, with every due respect to the men I'm going to be talking with, basketball. It's got huge in recent times. Nigeria recently crowned champions in both men and women's African basket. It's not been long. We had it that good. We've never had it that good, actually, particularly for the men. It was always Angola or Senegal, but finally, Nigeria did the business a couple of years back in Tunisia. So we're going to be talking basketball this morning. Well, I'm not going to be dunking anything at the moment. We'll do all the dunking, you know, with our mouth here. The state of the game in the country, it's been kind of topsy-turvy despite the recent successes. So we're going to find out how best are we going to get ahead, you know, with basketball as far as Nigeria is concerned. And I've got people who definitely will give you everything you want to know about the game of basketball. There's quite a lot happening because Nigeria is soon to host the FIBA Africa World Cup qualifiers. Remember, Nigeria now expected to qualify for both the men and women's World Championships and Olympics each time it comes around. like I said, it wasn't the case before, but these days Nigeria had like the big guns in both the men and women's category. So we'll be talking a lot of basketball, but before my guests join me right here, let me just quickly let you know that the National Sports Festival logo was launched earlier in Abuja this week by the Sports Minister, Solomon Dalung. He was in Ilori for the National Youth Games, but did come in. Now, the National Sports Festival, the last edition, held right about 5-6 years ago, in 2012, and since then, it was awarded actually to Cross River State, but for some reason, they never got ready. So, that event will hold this year in Abuja, 6th to 16th of December. And the game of basketball we mentioned is, of course, going to be a part of that. So my guests today, who you're going to see in a jiffy, like I said, are going to take us through the state of basketball in Nigeria, the women's teams, the leagues, and, of course, everything about the federation, talking about football, basketball administration, the NBBF. It sounds like the NFF. So we will be having our guests right up here to discuss basketball with me in just a moment. While I wait for my guests to join me, let's. Okay. Well, my guests will be joining me just a jiffy, so we'll just see you right about.
A newspaper a day drives away ignorance. Read it, share it. Please, just one. I am Adora Onyechera. You're watching AIT.
In my program, I bring the studio to the street and interact with everyday Nigerians, taking their worries, their concerns, their questions directly to the ears of their leaders. Senate President Bukola Saraki, Distinguished Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, Governor Okezie Victor Ikpeazu, the Executive Governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom. We interrogate the policies and objectives of key stakeholders in the political and development sector.
But do you agree that there were accusations that you made during the campaign that were not necessarily founded?
Me?
Yes.
My goal is to dig deep and find the truth, then give meaning, understanding, and solution to it.
All right, it's the guest segment on the sports segment. And very quickly, just to introduce my guest, on my far left is the president of the Nigeria Basketball Federation, Tijani Umar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kelechi.
All right, and of course in the middle is the technical mind in basketball. He's Coach Bakare, a long-time national team coach. Coach, welcome to the weekend.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Okay, let me start. Of course, you have to start with the president. Okay, very quickly, Mr. President. It's great to have you. So, let's know the FIBA qualifiers first of all. Preparations, how are we? Are we set to go?
Well, thank you for this opportunity, Kelechi. I'm sure that everyone following Nigerian basketball knows that we are in a huge transition.
Yeah.
And FIBA has come in to do the midwifing.
Yeah.
Right now, the other contending faction in Nigerian basketball is the one handling the national team programs. But the national team programs, are owned by all of us. So what I will do at this point in time is to pass the question to Coach Ayo, who is very up to date about preparations for the qualifiers.
Okay, so Coach, is Nigeria ready both to host the qualifiers and for the qualifiers?
Yes, apparently we are. Like the president has said, the burden of qualification and management of that is essentially with the other faction. However, it's obvious that we're all, stakeholders in that. We're all participants in that in one form or the other, and we all wish the team well. Beyond that, I would really not like to comment on the processes that they are undergoing. But the teams are participating. Our team, is strong. The preparation, I would not like to comment on that as well.
Does it mean it's not going well?
It has been better.
Okay.
You know,
it could be better.
It has been better
Okay.
historically, but well, you know, that I don't want to go into those areas.
Okay.
Other than to say our team is well prepared
Okay.
for this tournament, and we expect them to do well. We're urging them and wishing them to do well.
I think our ladies, did they just travel or they are just about to travel?
To Spain,
To Spain.
for the World Cup.
Yeah, for the World Cup.
Yes.
They've gone? Because
they are
I did
preparing to
see
go.
they're preparing to go. Okay, so how would you say you believe that is a team that is ready for a tournament like the World Cup?
Yes, they are within the limits of the preparations done. Again, I don't want to go historically to what has happened in the past, you know, and impugn on what they have done so far. But we all know about the fact that the home-based team players used to participate in that. That has been missing. We all know also that we used to have camps abroad for the home-based and the foreign-based players, which they used to all go to, and so on. That has been missing. Everything has been condensed into a short pill.
Okay.
You know, I'm not saying that is wrong.
Yeah, but does that leave us with a fair chance of competing at the highest level? I mean, making an impact, really, with all the preparations squeezed into just
speaking purely as a
time.
technical person, it's not the best because the local participation is not there, and because the duration of it, but for the adequacy of the time and everything, you know, the thing to do now is line up behind our teams.
Okay.
You know, it's not to nitpick what has been done so far.
Okay, let me go back to you know, the president of the NBBF. From what the coach said, there are issues probably with hosting the tournament. Would you be willing to say something about that? What seems to be the problem? Because of course there were problems in the federation right from last year, you know, when elections were held. You said FIBA came in to midwife, you know, the situation. Yeah. So where are we now? Where are we at with the administrative crisis and with all the attempts as a solution?
Well, thank you very much. You know, I always see this as a great opportunity to put things in perspective. And for me today, what I would just want to say is that, first and foremost, Nigerian basketball had gotten to a position of stability and moving ahead to a position of wanting to be sustainable. However, before and during the election, third-party intervention became very obvious, and that truncated everything. Before that time, you know that the national team programs for men and women had gotten to a level where in the world there is so much reckoning, and people are beginning to count Nigeria as one of the top 10, you know, countries, teams for national, you know, women and men programs. Because of the, you know, third-party interventions, you know, it became so obvious that the elections had to be, you know, called off, you know, by FIBA. FIBA now said that both elections held, there were two elections, and then both of them were not recognized by the, you know, FIBA. So what they did was to say, you know, give us your statutes, because elections are supposed to be conducted by the federation. And then, you know, we have given them our statutes, and what they have done now is to say, every stakeholding unit in Nigerian basketball should contribute to the status, and we are at that point now.
Mr. President, sorry, you know, we've just got to go. Of course, we're going to expand more on this. Thank you very much for coming. We just about run out of time. President of the NBBF, Tijani Umar, thank you very much. Coach Bakare, thank you very much. And guys, that's the sports segment on the weekend for this Saturday. Thank you very much. Up next will be social media trends.
It's the